Summon your courage. This is our review of Slayers and Dragons.
Slayers and Dragons is a trick-taking game with a twist, and although I'm not really good at trick-taking games, I do love seeing all the permutations that come out.
On face value, this seems like it's a simple game. However, the strategy of not ending up with the points at the end of each round is tricky. We'll tell you all about it after this quick how to play. The object of the game is to be the player with the lowest score at the end of the game.
Players are dealt out the full deck and play cards to either try and win or purposely lose the trick.
Each round, only a certain color set of numbers will be worth points.
Slayers are worth 10 points or 15 points if they are the round's color.
However, if a player gets all 4 Slayers, they are worth negative 50 points.
And Dragons are worth negative 3 points.
Players continue playing until one player goes over 200 or one player goes under negative 100.
The player with the lowest score wins.
We were sent a copy of Slayers and Dragons so that we could do this review video.
If you'd like to find out more information or to buy a copy of the game, check out the links in the description below.
Came across this game while we were at GAMA this year in 2025, and I've been a big fan of trick-taking games recently, so this one kind of caught my attention. At face value, you'd look at it and go, oh, it's just some number cards, and then there's 8 picture cards, 4 dragons and 4 slayers. How complicated can it be? And it's not that complicated to learn, not that complicated to teach. However, while you're playing, figuring out in your mind, okay, I need to purposely lose these tricks so I don't get these points. I need to win this trick to set me up so that I can then purposely lose or make it so that somebody else will get certain cards. It's very tricky as you're playing to try to figure out exactly how you can play and how you can strategize to make it so that you don't end up with the cards that are worth points that round. Either the Slayers that are worth 10 or possible 15, or that round's color which are worth points. I really found it more interesting the more you played it and you really got into the strategy of figuring out, okay, this is the luck that I got given at the start. How am I going to take my hand and use it to my advantage to try to get as few points as possible this round?
In terms of trick-taking games, I've grown to like it more, and I love seeing all the different permutations or the new different types of trick-taking games come out, and I really enjoyed playing this more for the gameplay, just because it's like, oh, okay, that's a new take on it. I don't think I've seen that in this one or that one or that one. So the creativity that keeps coming out, I give it high marks here. And as we were learning the game, it was pretty easy to pick up, and you know, it's like those games of golf or whatnot where you're trying to get the lowest score. I could relate all that together. So it was still easy to pick up as most trick-taking games are, but still, I don't know, there's that one thing that I just don't grasp about trick-taking where I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I lost. I didn't realize that.
So when you start playing this game at the beginning of the round, the dealer is going to deal out all the cards, and then the dealer will choose which color will be the one that's worth points that round. So there's 4 different colors. There's blue, yellow, black, and red. And the dealer will look at his hands, and for the most part, whichever one they have the fewest of is what you're going to be like, oh, okay, well, I only have 3 or 4 of these reds. So red's going to be the color because they know that they can pretty much work it to their advantage to try to get it so that they're not getting all the red cards. However, you have to be careful because if you have more of one color that's not scoring points and you end up throwing that, but someone else runs out, then they can throw the color that's worth points. And because you led, you have to win the trick if they're not throwing out the color. So it could be dangerous to you to choose the one that you're low on if you don't play your cards correctly.
In terms of theming, I'm always a big fan of dragons and warriors and elves and things like that. So Slayers and Dragons, just the title itself caught my eye. I would have thought that the Slayers are like the good cards, right? But no, this one is like, no, they're negative. They give you more points and you don't want like points. That's bad. So it seems like this is more like dragon positive, where it's like, oh yeah, everyone wants the dragons and I can't blame them. Like dragons are cool. So yeah. I would like to collect that also. I did enjoy the little rule that they had though, if you did happen to collect all of the 4 Slayers, one of each color, and there's only one. However, that's like pretty difficult to do. So, you know, once in a blue moon maybe, or if someone's not paying attention and ends up giving it to someone.
With the 4 Slayers, there's one way that you can really get all 4 if you're luckily dealt all 4 at the beginning. It's a really bad dealt in terms of the other players because you got all 4. Then you should be able to strategically give yourself the Slayers depending on how the hands are going. But if they're all dealt and you're playing people who know how to play the game and are paying attention, so not likely, it's very hard to get all 4. Yeah, maybe if you really strategize enough, you can get that negative 50 points, and it can be a catch-up mechanic if you really are losing by a lot. Oh, I really have to get that negative 50 points. I have to figure out how to get all 4. I just feel like it's not really worth it for the most part unless you're totally blind luck given the 4 at the beginning of the hand.
So there's one mechanic where once everyone's dealt their cards in the very beginning, you take a look at it, and you get rid of 3 and put it face down in the middle. Everyone does it, and then whoever's turn it is, they basically decide who gets which deck. I like that because it kind of mitigates that, oh, this is a bad hand, right? Like at least you could probably get rid of 3 cards that you definitely didn't want. And it's just funny when it's like, oh, let me get rid of these 3 black cards. Oh, I got 3 black cards. So it's like, so that in my mind, I was like, oh, ha ha ha. Like, you try and avoid it, you still get it. So I thought that was really funny, and it did kind of help that there is a possibility that this could be dealt a certain way and, this person wins all the time or something like that.
I really like the strategy that's involved with the game. Every time you have your hand and you have to decide, do I want to win this trick or do I want to lose this trick? What's going to be best? So depending on the cards that you have, all right, I need to get rid of these cards. So I need to lose this trick. I don't want them coming back to me. But if I keep losing on this suit or on this color, then it's going to come back to me and then I'm going to get stuck with all the bad cards. So at some point I have to win a trick to then take the lead and then be able to win the tricks or to play the cards that allow me to get rid of the bad cards so that I know someone else will win the trick. So there's a lot of strategy involved in knowing when to win and when to lose. And I found that very interesting because every turn it could be different. Like, oh, this turn I really need to lose this trick because I don't want that. Oh, this turn I really need to try to win. Can I win with what I have? So I really like that strategy of when to win, when to lose. What did you not like about the game?
I feel like I bring this up every now and then, but like sometimes I just judge a book by its cover. I feel like the theming is kind of dated, not so much like Dragons and Slayer, like that sort of theming, but I think the artwork itself, because I think it could use a refresh and kind of be more modern of like cool graphic designs, because this is the number card. I know why the shapes are there for colorblind and whatnot, but I feel like there could have been more theming that just like made it, I don't know, not like cute, but like just more grabbing or, yeah, you get it.
The thing that I didn't really like about the game is how the scoring goes. I still like the mechanics of the game, how only one suit's going to score you points. The dragons give you negative, the slayers give you points. But I don't know, I just feel like there could have been other combinations in there to help with the negative points or to help with the positive points and some other kind of multiplying factors. I don't know, I just feel like it didn't go far enough with the interesting things. Because you had the slayers, which are the 3s, and they're 10 and or 15, and then the dragons, which are 8s, which are negative 3s. I don't know, I feel like you could have like maybe 1 or 2 other kind of creatures or things in there to really spice it up a little bit more. I don't know, I just feel like it was missing some other math permutations in there.
Overall, I'd play the game again. I don't know if I'd go out and buy it just because, like I said, I feel like the theming and the artwork, it's just kind of dated. And so I'm still in search for that like kind of trick-taking game that I like have in my library at home and like ready to go if anyone's ever like, trick-taking game? And I'm like, haha, this is my go-to now. I'm still searching for that one.
Overall, I would buy this game. I definitely agree with Lee that I think the theming and the artwork could be better. However, it caught my attention at GAMA. We played it and I enjoyed the rules that there are, and I found the strategy of it very interesting and a lot of fun to play. So if I played this at someone's house, I'd probably want to buy it to be able to play it some more and really get into that strategy. But I do wish the artwork was better, and I do wish that there was a little bit more to do with the scoring. However, it's still a lot of fun to play. If I was giving it a score on Board Game Geek, I'd probably give it a 7, had a lot of fun with it, and I would buy it. And that was our review of Slayers and Dragons.
What'd you think? Is this game going to slay your game night? Let us know in the comments below.
Once again, we'd like to thank the publisher for sending us a copy so that we could do this review video. And as always, if you're enjoying our content, please like this video and subscribe to our channel.
Until next time, I'm Lee.
I'm Kenny. We go party like a board gamer.